What is going on, everybody? Represent. You gotta represent. Critic and the Common Man here, back with another episode. The final review, our final series review of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. As quickly as it began, it is over. Dude, I really feel like this show just started, and it's already over somehow. I don't know. I mean,
they're
don't get me
long
wrong,
episodes,
7 episodes is only... Was it? It was 7, right? Was this episode 7, or was this 6?
6.
Now I don't remember.
It was 6.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's short. Yeah. That's pretty brief, especially for a show with big characters
45
like this.
minutes each, though. So
yeah, true. They're a little bit longer. They packed a lot in there. I mean, there was a lot went down this season. A lot of stuff happened. I got to say, man, we here we are at the end of it now, having watched it. There are a lot of people out there, just from, surfing the web and being on Facebook and Instagram, a lot of unhappy people. A lot of really unhappy people with just this season overall and the way the story went.
I think I know why.
All right, go ahead.
Are we just going to get right into it?
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Overall, I did enjoy the show. It was action-packed. It felt more like the Marvel movies than WandaVision did. WandaVision was more about like the intrigue and the understanding more about kind of like what happens to these characters during grief, and really that's the whole theme of that show. But for this, it felt more like your typical Marvel blockbuster film. But I think when it comes down to it, it didn't have the boss fight kind of feel that I think people expected out of like a Captain America or Winter Soldier movie. Like you look at Winter Soldier is one of the best Marvel movies that they made, super action packed. With this, they're really just fighting more Winter Soldiers, and it's like they've already done that. So it just...
You know what? I agree with that 1,000%. That I never felt like Carly was that intense of a villain.
No.
I never... And then they try to make you, I guess, interested or care about the power broker and all that going on, and who cares? I don't know. Who cares?
Like that whole ending, the post-credit scene with her as the power broker, and she's not giving it up. It's like, oh, okay. Like there has been aliens coming out of portals over New York and people disappearing for years. Somebody selling off government information is nothing new to like I'm sure somebody's doing it right now, like, okay. And plus, like, they only showed us...
We literally just got done with this Hydra scheme.
Exactly.
That they were all in politics and stuff, so now you're just going back to
And
that.
they only showed us Madripoor for, like, one episode, kind of. And we only saw one nightclub of it, so it's like, why do we care? We don't. Like, we don't care about this, so, like... They're just trying to give her a character, and they're trying to make it like, oh, no, like, Peggy Carter's daughter is now a bad guy. And it's like, okay, like, it's a minor villain. But overall, I think the biggest issue that people had was that the ending of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, like literally the last like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, felt a little cheesy. I did enjoy Sam's speech at the end about why he chose to be Captain America and how when he was talking to the reporters. I think he delivered that very well. That was emotional. It was impactful. I really liked the message behind it. But everything up to that point felt super cheesy to me. I don't know, the stars and stripes with the wings and stuff just felt a little over the top. Like it just felt very like America, and it's hard because it's Captain America, but I don't know.
Right? Is that going to be his new thing now? And why did they not name him American Eagle? Because that was on the table, and they easily could have gone with that.
Eagle.
I mean,
he's just shirtless all the time,
Eagle.
Wearing jeans.
It's just this whole show turns into an advertisement for like American Eagle and Abercrombie and Fitch. It's Anthony Mackie in like a super scantily dressed like a new costume. I am glad you said that, because I hadn't really been able to put my finger on why this felt a little bit bleh, and I feel like it was because of because exactly what you said. This show did a good job of feeling like almost any of the kind of side movies felt like. I would say that this show had the same tone as, like you said, one of the Captain America movies for sure.
Yeah.
But it lacked the big climax, the big intense ending against a boss or something like that we just never really got.
Yeah, and like also John Walker's just cool now. He murdered somebody in the street, and they're like,
No, I'm okay with that. Hold on, I'm okay with that because of
Okay.
you. I'm okay with that because of you. Because
He just
you
has
said
PTSD.
he just has PTSD, and that's
true.
fair. I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. I'm okay with that because he was. I mean, dude, I know that they tried to make him seem kind of evil, but what did he really do?
He
You know what I
murdered
mean?
a
If you really look
terrorist,
at what
you
he
know.
did, he murdered a terrorist that killed Lamar.
Yeah.
That, or at least that he thought killed Lamar. So was it an overreach? Absolutely. Was it un-Captain America of him? Absolutely. I'm not saying they shouldn't have stripped him, but I get it from a character standpoint.
True.
I get it, and I didn't like him. I didn't like that except for what you said, where really his character is just fighting through PTSD.
Yeah.
So I actually am totally okay with the fact that they brought him back over to the good side. I actually like
Yeah.
it. I like it.
I
Now,
liked it like when
did
he
you
at
watch
the end
po-
it was cool. He was like, "I'm back." I'm like, he's likable. He is likable.
He is. He's not enough. He's not likable enough to be Captain
No.
America, but he is
I mean,
likable
all the
enough
memes
to have the
people
redeeming.
people were saying like, when he first showed up, they were like, "Oh, I like him," and then he was like, "Stay out of my way," and then people were like, the Drake meme when he's like, that. Yeah, that.
yeah,
People were doing that
exactly.
with him. Like they're like,
Exactly.
"Oh, we kind of like you." Oh, never mind. He was likable.
I am actually. Yeah, I'm very much. I'm actually really happy with John Walker's character arc. I like his redemption. I like that he had to choose between killing Carly or whichever one of them he was fighting at the end, or saving the armored truck
Yeah.
full of people. Which, by
Smart
the
of her.
way, let's take a little trip down Loophole Lane, ladies and gentlemen. Loophole Lane. Okay, real quick, Chris. You guys may have to go back and watch this to see this. The Carly, whoever, one of them, had all of those politicians in the armored car, okay? And they locked the back door. They had trapped them in there. It was this whole thing. I'm pretty sure in one of the scenes, and I could be wrong, I need to go back and watch this. I'm pretty sure that they left that armored truck for a significant amount of time. And then when they showed it, you'd think, oh, there's a divider between the front and the back. Those people can't get out. They're trapped in there. No, you could totally see them in the back of that truck. So I'm pretty sure, and again, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe there was like a wall or a fence. I'm pretty sure those people all could have just gotten out of that armored truck at any point while they were out of that car and run away, and then crisis averted. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I don't
that's
know.
it. That was our trip down Loophole Lane.
Now I have to make like a
okay.
music thing.
You're like, thanks a lot, dude. These have to go out every week. No, you don't. But okay, let's rewind a little bit because we obviously have kind of jumped into the end of it here, and we'll come back to this. But let's talk about some of the positives, at least for a little while, so that we can justify us then going and talking about what we didn't like about this show. I actually liked once the fighting was over, because the fighting was a little over the top, a little cheesy. Once the fighting was over and the day was saved, the battle was won. I kind of liked the closure at the end of the season where
Yes.
Bucky goes and talks to that guy whose son he murdered as the Winter Soldier. And Sam, what does Sam do? I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. Oh, Sam goes to the old guy.
Yeah.
And talks to him, and the old guy, you can tell he's cleaned himself up. He's working on. He's outside, which is you don't see that. He's empowered by the fact that now there's a black Captain America, and then he takes him to the museum where he has a shrine about him. I really really liked all of that. I thought it was really thoughtful and well done.
Yeah, I think when I
thought it was good.
say that it was cheesy, I think I just meant like when they were fighting and somebody was like when they
100%.
were like, "Is that the Falcon?" I can't remember what they said, but he was like, "No, that's Captain America." And then the music.
That's Captain
You know what it is that
America.
kills
It's like,
me?
how do you even know?
It's the French horns or whatever that like the ba 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 ba. Like whenever it does it, I'm like, okay, can we just like stop with the like patriotic music?
We get it. They win. We
yeah,
get it.
it just every time
That's
they
the
do
Black
that, I'm
Falcon.
like, okay.
He's like, no, that's Captain America. Somebody's like, that's
like
American
they might as
Eagle.
well like do the superhero pose and like that point like it just
Yeah, I
it
know.
kills me like it's
You're
like
right.
you're swelled with
GC.
emotions and you're on the edge of your seat and stuff, and then it's like it just deflates the entire momentum.
It
Like it's
really
an
does.
unnecessary.
It's extremely
It feels
cheesy.
like a line that a script writer put in because they'd be like, "This is gonna look cool."
Yeah, exactly. This is gonna be
Yeah.
awesome. It's like okay, and all of a sudden it all of a sudden makes the show for 10-year-olds. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's okay. Now this is not for
Yeah.
25-year-old people anymore. This is for 10-year-olds.
I mean, it's only gonna
so
get worse
that's
as we
cool.
get older, but
It really is only going to get worse as we get older. You're not wrong. But dude, forget that. There's been plenty of look at Invincible.
True.
I mean, maybe that's not for young kids, but there's plenty of content
I
out
would
there
let
that
my
can
10-year-old
kind of
watch that show. Why?
Yeah, hell yeah, why not?
I
man?
totally have a
You gotta
10-year-old. I had a child when I was 12. Did I do the math right?
We don't speak about him. We don't speak about. I am that
No,
child.
I was way older. Oh, I could actually have a 10-year-old child. Never mind.
dude, isn't
Holy
that scary?
shit.
There are people our age.
Oh,
There are
man.
people our age out there with 10-year-old
Yeah.
children, and probably older, for sure older. I'm 27, so I'm pretty sure there's stories of girls having children
Yeah.
when they're like 15 or
Yep.
14. Whoo! All right, let's not talk about that anymore. Holy crap, that is stressful. I will say though, see, you said that you liked Sam's speech that he was giving. I liked the message of the speech too, but I can't help but think every time it's this Disney content and it's like Disney getting on their soapbox to preach about, to like look down on all these other people. And then Disney, not to go down this rabbit hole, but then Disney's, filming in China next to concentration camps.
True.
And is doing all this stuff to appeal to foreign governments that are super corrupt. It's like, okay, thank you for the lecture, Disney. I appreciate that. But at the same time, they're not exactly squeaky clean in this whole thing.
But I mean,
either.
what company
So
is in this world? Like, at least they're using their platform to at least put out that message. While making billions of dollars.
Yeah. I mean, right. Disney's putting out their platform to like appease to people to make their politicians do better.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I don't know.
All right,
Disney's
but,
too woke. Have you seen that?
No. What
there
is
was
that from?
a guy who, like an Instagrammer or something, who got upset with Disney because they're too woke now. He was like, he was saying that I guess cast members can start showing their tattoos and stuff now, and what the hell? Where was that when I was wearing shorts and long sleeves?
Dude.
Anyways,
dude, I know. As soon as they did that, I feel like everybody's like all the tattoo artists within a 10-mile radius of like Orlando, Florida, or 10 miles, like 100-mile radius of Orlando, Florida, are just booked until October right now.
But I guess the guy was just complaining about that and complaining about a bunch of immersion breaking stuff, and people just ripped him online. They were like,
Jesus,
God
dude.
forbid you forget that these cast members are human beings and not just animatronics for your immersive world. Anyways.
Exactly.
But
I mean, don't get me, the whole tattoo thing. I'm sure there's still stuff in there about you can't have it on your face, you can't have it on your neck or your hands, and it can't be offensive. So it's like, dude, people have I have a tattoo. You have tattoos. Everybody has tattoos, man.
That's right.
Yeah, I have one tattoo. It's super cheesy. It is literally like the most gimmicky tattoo ever. It's just Roman numerals on my chest.
I do remember that.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Hey, whatever. I like it. Man. I'm happy with this tattoo. That's like the most fuckboy tattoo ever, but I like it, man.
No,
like it. I'm pretty sure
the
Justin
most fuckboy tattoo would be like Thug Life or something.
Those like black stars, like those like Falcon stars or whatever those things are called.
Tattoos.
I lift my shirt up. I just have like 6 of those going up my chest.
If you had like tribal on your arm,
I have one of those on every ab. Yeah, you're like, wow, man, I don't think I want to do this podcast with you anymore.
Family, bro.
Like, yeah, I understand.
Family.
For family. It's just Vin Diesel portrait over my whole chest. Disney getting a little soapboxy was kind of
definitely, but I don't know. I guess
a little bit. I could have done without
Anthony
that.
Mackie. I think just delivered it well, in my opinion. But absolutely, it is 100% very soapboxy.
Hey, what'd you think of his new look?
I actually didn't like it.
I thought it looked stupid as hell.
It's weird
really
because
stupid,
he's worn goggles before, but before I was like, no, it looks cool because it's like red and silver and black. And this time I was like, you look like, I don't know. It's like the time travel version of the Avengers, but less cool.
It is. And it is. It's like Captain America 2050.
It's just it's hard to do the wings and the shield and all of like when he showed up when he was like lifting the thing and it was like the shield at first, like in the front of the truck, and then it like backed out and you could see the wings, and you're like, oh yeah, like we know who it is, man. You don't need to show us the shield. You don't need to remind us that it's America.
Like, who do you think it is? Right? Like, who do you think this is gonna? I gotta be honest with you, man. I was not happy with the way they made him look. I really thought they could have done something a little less stiff. Also, I think as somebody who doesn't read the comics, okay, so as the layman, the casual fan, I have no problem admitting that that's me. I don't pretend to be the biggest Marvel fan out there. I'm not. But as somebody who doesn't read the comics or anything like that, I don't see Captain America as being somebody with a shield and wings.
No, I don't either.
Like you were saying. I would have much preferred Sam actually, Anthony Mackie, I think, could have made a fine Captain America, and will make a fine Captain America. But I thought it would have been so much cooler to just let him take up the shield and maybe ditch the wings. Like, the Falcon is gone. I don't know, man. I'm just not a huge fan of this new hero.
He turned into like a hybrid of like
with
Iron Man, Falcon, and Captain America. It was bizarre.
Yeah, it feels kind of dumb. And to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of like the Starkization of everything, where now Spider-Man has a super tech
I don't like
suit,
that either.
and
Yeah.
everybody is just over the top with tech that saves them. I
Yeah.
don't like that. It's like the Stark influence on everything. He's got his hands and everything. I don't like that. I like Superman, or Superman. I like Spider-Man better when he's just a goofy kid figuring out his powers. I like Falcon better when, I mean, Falcon's always kind of been techie, but I like Captain America better when he just has the shield and he's a badass. I would have rather Sam somehow got injected with serum and ended up being kind of a
Yes.
superhero and just take up the shield,
Exactly.
than him now be this like new clone version of what he
Yeah.
is, to be totally honest.
I don't know. It's and this goes back to what I keep saying about one of my biggest issues with DC. The costume design after a certain point in the Marvel universe started to get into that, like, now it's too comic booky and not realistic enough. Starting with that Spider-Man costume in Infinity War, where he got the Iron Spider costume, which it was like, okay, that's cool, like it's one character, but you're right, it's starting to become like a thing for everybody.
Yeah, everybody now. And I think the part of the reason why is because you got to imagine, who are they going to be fighting next? Whoever they bring, I don't know. And I know people out there know. I know. Don't spoil it for everybody. But for the casual fan, who are they going to be fighting next? Clearly, it's going to have to be somebody more intense than Thanos.
There are beings more powerful than Thanos. Yeah.
Right. So the normal Spider-Man, the normal Captain, whatever, is just not going to cut it, I guess. But yeah, I don't like the Starkization of everything. It seems a little too easy. Everybody's just using tech for
like,
everything.
I did enjoy the series. I was looking forward to the episodes. I think just overall we expected more from it. And so it's easy to kind of pick out the things we didn't like, because when it comes to like what we did like, it was, well, the action was cool, the acting was good, the moments between him and Bucky and the humanization of that was cool. It had its cool moments of like funniness.
It needed a more intense
Exactly.
finale. It needed a bigger battle, because them just saving people from helicopters is not that. After what all we've seen now in the Marvel universe, that just doesn't cut it, man. That's not enough.
and I think that's what it comes down to, is like, we can pick out the bad things because the entire series itself felt average, not great.
It felt average. I liked it. I liked it as much as I would say I liked maybe the first Captain America movie, or even the second one. I mean, they're not super remarkable. None of these episodes really stand out to me, to be honest with you, except for maybe the one where John Walker kills that guy at the end. That was pretty impactful, just because it was dark. It had more depth.
Yeah, and
to
seeing
it.
the blood on the shield and stuff was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that was intense. That was kind of, that one stays.
But
with
then
you. But for the most
it
part,
kind of dipped back up into like campy superhero.
Yeah, for sure. And the big reveal of the Falcon. I mean, the only thing that changes is now he has the shield.
That's what
it's not as
I was
drastic
so
of a thing as
disappointed.
when,
I was like, really? And then when Sharon showed up and she was like wearing like the fake mask or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah.
I legit, I feel like they missed an opportunity to have a cameo for a different superhero. Like, I thought they were gonna show off like the new Black Panther or something like that, when they were like, it's an old friend or something like that, and then she took off her thing. I was like, oh, it's just fucking Sharon.
Yeah, like, damn it.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? I will tell you, between this and WandaVision, they are absolutely keeping all this content separate. I mean, they are not doing tease, and I didn't expect them to this time.
I didn't either, but I was hoping for it,
WandaVision.
and they didn't do it.
Of course. I will say, though, I was very surprised with how many people went to bat for WandaVision to try to defend it and try to convince everybody how great it was, even when I probably wasn't. And then now how many people are actually turning and saying that they really didn't like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And especially like some of the big pages, like I saw IGN rated it, the whole series, like a 5 out of 10, which I thought, I was very surprised by this.
In my opinion, but...
And these are the same people that I think rated WandaVision like an 8 out of 10. Oh, it was a great exploratory drama of grief. And it's like, okay. But they turned and really hated this. So I don't know, man. It's a very split reaction, it seems, for people on
I think it was expected, because when you come out of something as dark as the Thanos arc, what are you possibly going to throw into a 20-minute episode, a 6-episode series that is going to compare to that level of intensity? You know, like, we're at this point, and then the next movie that comes out is fucking Black Widow, which is a prequel. I don't think they're going to, none of these things are going to perform well. I don't think.
Yeah, this is weird. It's kind of like Marvel just trying to stay on the front of your brain while they figure out what to do with the next thing. Because Yeah, Black Widow. I mean, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry. All respect to Scarlett Johansson and the cast of that. It's got a great cast. Do we
I don't.
care? Does anybody give a shit about the Black Widow movie? Who cares? Her story's over, dude. It's done.
Like, people
She's
want
dead.
the
She
Hulk,
fell in a pit.
and he didn't get a movie. I mean, he did, but that was different actor. But like some
I
characters
just
don't
I mean,
need it.
dude, I don't mean to sound like an asshole. I just am telling it how it is. Let us know down below, guys, if you are interested in this. I do not care at all about this Black Widow movie. I literally, like, what's going to happen that's going to change anything in the universe?
And that's
like in the movies going forward.
It
Nothing. What is it going to do for us?
I hope it comes across as like not a superhero movie, but like a cool badass agent, like spy kind of thing. If it's dark, if maybe if it explores more of her backstory and like the whole process, because remember they sterilized her.
True. It'll just be like that Red Sparrow movie with.
That's
Jennifer
what I'm
Lawrence
saying
in
though.
it.
It's gonna feel
It's
kind
gonna
of
be like the
tropey.
exact
So I
same
don't know.
movie.
It's yeah.
I just think it feels like a movie they made and wished they'd put out 10 years ago when they were still doing all those side movies, but then didn't. And now I'm sure there's some people over there that are like, should we even do this? Like, should we even put this movie out there? But they already agreed and filmed to do it, so they're just going to put it on Disney+.
They're releasing it because of
it's
the
just,
reaction people had when she died in Infinity War or
exactly.
Endgame. But it's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I don't
And
think
Endgame,
a reaction of like, oh, that's sad is like we need a fucking movie. Like
Yeah, I agree. They're taking that a little too far. I don't know what Marvel's going to be looking like until Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, to be honest. I'm kind of just checked out with
by the
Marvel
way,
for
I
right
did
now.
not realize that the Ten Rings was a whole thing. I thought it was going to be like this new thing. Dude, in Iron Man 2, 3, Iron Man 3 with the Merovingian. No, that's from Matrix. The
bad guy,
the one who's
or whatever.
he's like, you'll never see me coming. That guy.
Right.
Behind him was the Ten Rings. I didn't realize that it's been a whole ongoing thing. Like there's a whole
right. There's some sort of backstory to this with Hydra and stuff. My
mind was
deep,
blown
I
when I
think.
saw that meme or the thing. I was like, oh my god, I didn't realize. So now I'm actually really excited for this show, movie.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I am too, because that I feel like really is going to kick off the next phase. But to be honest, I think until we get to that point, I'm just kind of mentally checked out with Marvel right now.
I'm curious to see where it's going to go, but it's also like it's another it's another timeline. So
I got to be honest, dude. I think it's going to I think we're going to maybe I'm wrong. I'd be happy to be wrong about this one. I feel like we're going to have the same kind of opinion of that as we do with these last
I'm just curious because
I kind of feel like it's just going to be
we're going to end up getting cameos from Thor. I mean, there's no way we can have a Loki without a Thor. So I'm just curious to see where that's going to go.
Yeah. And I don't know exactly what point in time. I don't remember. I don't know if I saw the trailer for it. I don't remember what point in time.
When they go back in
story
time
takes place.
to steal the thing, it's like right after the attack on New York when they've got Loki, after the first Avengers.
Okay.
It's that moment when they've captured him and they're taking him to Odin.
It could be good. I just think that Disney's trying to fill up Disney Plus with some new
Agreed.
content because this is kind of what they're using to keep people subscribed to their channel, and I don't know that we're gonna love it. I think it'll just be something else to watch. It's hard though when there's other things out there like Invincible or The Boys. Amazon's killing it. Netflix kills it with their original content. You know what, dude? When Ozark season 4, 5, what are we on? Ozark season 4, I think now. When that drops, dude, you think I'm gonna be thinking about
That's a great
Loki
show.
or Black Widow? Like, no, dude, no way. I don't know. These shows from Disney Plus, they're fine, but they're not actually holding up to a lot of these other shows that we're just in the off season of right now.
But it's also for a different group. It's
Different audience.
Different audience for sure. Different demographic. Completely
different audience.
Yeah.
Different demo. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right, for sure. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I liked the show. It felt fairly standard for me. It felt like a kind of rinse, wash, and repeat formula for Disney with these shows. So where do you come in on a scale of 1 to 10, Chris, of the whole season now that it's all said and done? What do you think of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I'm gonna give it a kind of lower end 7. I was kind of on like 6.5, but I think it did well enough and it kept my attention better than WandaVision. I think I'll give it a 7. It's action-packed, what you would expect. If you've seen any of the Marvel movies, it's like a washed-down version of any of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm pretty close to you. I'm going to come in a little lower. I'm actually going to come in at a 6.
We're fucking done.
It was just a little boring for me. Like, that's it. So long, everybody. It's just a little boring to me, man. And like you said, I was kind of hoping that this last episode could fix that because it was going to be something really big, but they never set up any big villains in this. It was a lot of personal stuff going on, and we dived a little deeper into the characters', brains and backstories to see what was going on, and I can appreciate that. Just thought it was a little bit boring. Kind of felt standard. So 6 out of 10 for me. So 6 out of 10 from the Common Man and 7 out of 10 from the Critic. Guys, drop your scores down below. This is for Season 1 as a whole. What are we going to see next from these characters? Are they next going to be showing up in a movie, or will Season 2 be out before we get into this? Will there even be Season 2? That's, of course, the next question here, or are they just going to go right into the movies? But let us know. If this is your first time watching a Critic in the Common Man review, we appreciate it. We'd always appreciate a subscribe if you want to stick around. We got a lot of other content out there, a lot of other reviews for movies, short films, trailers, you name it, we got it. TV shows, it's all there. So go check out our channel. If you like what you have, if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. Otherwise, drop a thumbs up on this or a thumbs down. Fair is fair if you love or hate the review. But please leave a comment, interact. We will respond to you. We've been kind of relegated to responding to all these sex websites that keep posting on here. So needless to say, the conversation's been a little weird. But that's it. Chris, you got anything else for Season 1, maybe the only season of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier before we jump off of here?
Did you know that the first bomb dropped by the Allies during World War I fell on a zoo in Germany, and it killed only one thing, and it was the only elephant in the Berlin Zoo.
That's awful. How did all the other animals survive?
Tortoises have shells.
Evolution. You know what I mean? That's just evolution at its finest. You want to survive in a zoo, you got to be a tortoise. All right, everybody, let's fact check that because that seems like a very vague comment, but who knows? That's it. Season 1, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're out of here. So long, everybody. Peace.